as the wheels turn beneath you, chasing future to your past, doubling your vision, falling tears on broken glass. I look out of the window, mirror on my fears, biting light shows no respite until the blue of night is near. Oh, I don't know what I want, but I know the way I feel, this energy between us.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Jenni Makes Podcast. Oh, I've just been joined by co-host number 2. We've got co-host number 1, Phoebe, on my lap, and Moose has decided she also wants to have a piece of the action. Nothing to do with the fact that there's a heap of knitting yarn string next to me, is it, Moosey? Okay, well, as I was saying, this is the Jenni Makes Podcast, a podcast primarily about knitting, but with a good sprinkling of other fibre-related crafts along the way. Today is primarily knitting, but I've been doing some Christmas tree decorations, which have actually been just folding fabric, so I guess does that count as textiles if there's no sewing? I don't know. But I'll be showing those, and the rest is knitting. So I don't know how well you can see these guys on my lap. What I can see in my viewfinder is just ears, but I'm pretty sure it's actually displays wider when I look at the footage back. So yeah, this is little Phoebe. Hi. And then yes, this is Moose. Maybe they'll stay for the duration. Maybe they'll just be here for now. It's very cold in my flat today, so I think they've just been seeking out heat, which is the main reason that they're on me. It's going to be interesting as I dangle my works in progress over the top of them. But hey, we'll give it a go. So I'm just going to jump right in. I have a big pile of works in progress next to me, which are all very exciting. So first things first, I thought this was maybe going to be finished for today's episode, but it isn't. I got sidetracked by other projects, which is just something I do all the time. I get to the point where there's literally one sleeve left on a cardigan. I do this all the time, and then it just sits in a bag for no reason. Very silly, because I actually quite enjoy knitting sleeves as well. So this is my Levitate wrap. How well is that showing? There it is. We have one sleeve. It's quite difficult to show, particularly with the cats on my lap. So it's a wrap cardigan with what do I want to say? Like a bow at the front, and it's like a drop shoulder. I wonder if they'll tolerate me putting it on them. There we go. They quite like having things resting on top of them, but they will soon let me know if they don't enjoy that. You happy, Moose? She's purring, so I'm going to take that as a yes. What are we doing? The design is by my favourite things Knitwear. I am following the instructions for the size 3. I was kind of in between sizes and yeah, went for the size 3 because I think my gauge was maybe slightly tight. Not by much, maybe by half a stitch or a stitch, but I prefer kind of like an oversized look anyway. So yeah, it's the kind of construction where you start at the back neck and then increase out. Sorry, it's very hard to show with cats on your lap. you increase out, knit the back, kind of top section, then pick up and knit the two fronts kind of down to the armhole, and then join it together in one piece, knitting back and forth. I think the point I was at last time was, I think I'd done the, and I didn't know what to call it, I kept on calling it a button band even though there's no buttons, but you know what I mean, like the neck band, but it also goes down. Anyway, the button band. I think I'd done that, and then I had the kind of mammoth, and that already took quite a long time because it's a knitted on double knitting neckband, which I've never done before, and I really like how neat and clean it looks. Still hoping, I feel like my gauge is a little bit off in terms of the one side of the button band. It looks like it's the right gauge. Don't go for the yarn, Moosey. No, sleepy time on my lap, please. Yeah, one side looks like it's the correct gauge, like row gauge, and the other side looks like it's a little bit looser, it looks kind of wavy. I'm just hoping that washing and blocking that will sort that out. And then, sorry, it's a bit annoying having the needles hitting off everything, but that is how it is. And then I did the same along, so hard to show, along the bottom edge, like right around, and then knit the two, they're called like ribbons in the pattern, like knit the two ties, and then I've just tied them in a bow for now. So I've done that, which honestly I think that like doing the button band and the bottom took me over a week of knitting, and I actually had quite a lot of time. I'm just gonna put this down for a second because the cats are like, what's happening? Because I was on annual leave, so I actually had a lot of time, and I've recently discovered that I can knit in the car, which is like a game changer. So for my birthday we went up to Scotland and stayed in an Airbnb for a night, and then stayed with some friends in Edinburgh for a couple of nights, so there was a lot of driving. So even with all that time, it still took me a week to do. I think maybe because it was a bit boring, and sometimes I feel like there's sometimes like an inverse relationship between how long something takes me. Like even if it's easy, if it's a bit kind of monotonous and a bit dull, then it takes me longer because I'm more likely to like put it down and scroll on Instagram for an hour accidentally. But anyway, that's done. I've done the sleeve. In the instructions on the pattern, it doesn't have ribbing on the sleeve, which is currently what I have. When you've kind of knit the sleeve to the length you're happy with, in the pattern you go down a couple of needle sizes and knit the cuff just still in stockinette, and then I think there's maybe you do like a row of purl bumps, and then knit the same kind of length stockinette section, and then it's turned inside and then stitched down, so it's like a folded cuff. And I don't know, I just didn't really like how that looked, and I thought that the like double knitted fabric on the cuff would annoy me. And I don't know if it would, because I quite often like cuff my jumpers and cardigans anyway, and that's obviously then 2 layers of knitted fabric folded. So I just did a like really tiny little rib. I only did like 5 rows, but I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it needs to like pinch in a little bit more. Like I don't know if I maybe should have gone down like another needle size maybe. I also have quite long arms, and I think I knitted an additional maybe like 15 rows. I've not measured the sleeves, so I don't know if my row gauge is off, probably is. But yeah, I knitted quite a lot extra, and I still feel like maybe the sleeve isn't quite long enough. And I tried it on, but it was one of those where it was like in the evening, and I was like, oh, so close to finishing the sleeve, and just like powered through and finished it. And so I had tried it on and I thought it was the right length, but anyway, when I tried it on again, I'm like, it's maybe a bit short. So I think I'm going to knit the second one up to the point where I need to decide what I'm doing for the cuff and reassess then, because annoyingly, I did a tubular sewn bind off, so I'm probably just going to have to cut it off because I think that's too annoying to unravel. But I'm loving how it's looking. It's just so soft, and it's just very clean. There's a lot of like clean details in it, and that's why partially I was like, oh, maybe I've made a mistake doing the rib, because maybe the reason it looks so clean was because there was no rib on it. It was just basically lots of stocking stitch. I don't know. I'm thinking on it. I was going to put it on, which is why I don't currently have a jumper on and it's sort of freezing, but I think it will disturb the cats too much if I put it on. I also have a new setup which is added to how precarious my setup already was. So in an effort to maybe be a little bit more professional, I've invested in a ring light. So I'm hoping it's a bit more light. It's a really grey, overcast day here today. I live in Newcastle, which is in the northeast of England, and yeah, it's just really miserable and rainy. It's midday, so this is like the brightest it's going to be. If I could reach the remote, I would turn the ring light off so we can like have a bit of a comparison, but I feel like the setup is precarious, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I think if I stood up, I would probably knock something. I think I've mentioned this before, but my setup currently is an iPad balanced in a phone stand that doesn't adjust, so it actually doesn't fit the iPad. So I've had to put a blocking mat behind the iPad to like jam it in, but it means that the iPad is sometimes on like a weird level, like angle, and it's balanced on my laundry area, and then we've got the ring light, but the ring light cable wasn't quite long enough, so I don't know. I've tried to be more professional, but I'm not sure if I'm really succeeding. I also, sorry, this is like a total tangent that I probably should have talked about at the start of the episode, but hey, we're here. I've had a few comments from people that the sound on my videos is weird, which I'm not surprised because, yeah, I'm literally recording on an iPad and then I edit it in iMovie and put it onto YouTube. So, and I'm recording in a room which doesn't have, it's like floorboards, so I wonder if it's quite echoey. So, along with the ring light, I also ordered a microphone, but I kind of shot myself in the foot with that one because I've mentioned it to my partner about getting a microphone, kind of in passing though, and then I was like, the other day, I'm gonna bite the bullet, I'm gonna get a ring light, I'm gonna get a microphone and try and up my game a little bit. It was definitely like lower end of what's out there. I was kind of surprised that I managed to get a ring light for pretty cheap. I thought they would be really expensive, and like probably like professional ones are, but this one is definitely not professional. So anyway, I got those two things and told my partner after I'd ordered them, and there was this like awkward silence, and I was like, oh, why? What's the problem? And basically I've totally ruined my Christmas present. So I've not got the microphone connected up because it's still a bit, we need to discuss whether he's going to get me something else or, yeah, so I really ruined it for myself there because I literally mentioned it in passing, didn't really expect him to retain that information, so I should maybe give him a bit more credit. So yeah, microphone is coming for anyone who is irritated by my poor sound quality. I apologise, but maybe in a few videos time it'll be resolved and I'll be able to figure out how to connect it up and use it. Anyway, I feel like I'm really jumping around today. I don't think I've got much more to say about the Levitate wrap. I'm hoping by next episode it will be finished because it's done on 6mm needles and I've just got one sleeve to do and then I guess figure out the other sleeve. I've even like woven in my ends as I've gone, so there's really no excuse. It could be finished in a few days really, which I'd be very excited about because it's got really cold in here in Newcastle. We've had some snow. We had some snow at the tail end of last week and over the weekend. It's now just melted and wet and grey out there, but yeah, it's really got cold, so I think I'm in need of this wrap cardigan to keep me cozy. Moose is eyeing it up. For anyone who noticed as I was showing it, there was one ball of yarn attached to it, but any guesses for why the mohair is not attached? Maybe someone had a little cheeky nibble when I wasn't looking? Yes, I think so. And I didn't mention the yarn. So this this is Auchen by Black Isle Yarns. It's an undyed British wool breeds blend. Oh, I can't remember what the yarns are in it, but it's like, it smells amazing. It smells so sheepy. I got fluff in my mouth. But yeah, it's a really beautiful grey. I really love that shade. And then I'm holding it together with a silk mohair in this kind of weird colour. Like, is it grey? Is it purple? It kind of looks different in different lights. It almost looks a bit like brownish sometimes. And then held together, it just sort of blends in with the grey, which I'm quite happy about. This is by Onion Yarns. Yeah, it's a lace weight kid silk mohair. So I'm hoping that'll be done soon. Be nice. I'm really desperate to wear it. So for this next section, Mum, if you're watching, please stop watching. I don't know if she'll be watching, but if you are, just skip over. Come back when you see I'm holding up Christmas decorations. So yeah, the next two projects are Christmas presents for my mum. I thought I wasn't going to do Christmas presents this year, and then my mum, I'm not even going to say that she dropped hints, she just made outright requests, which is fine. I'm always happy to knit for loved ones. So first thing I'm going to show is I'm knitting up, oh, just seen a chewed end. Have you been chewing this? Oh no, that's okay. I think that's just the end that's attached. Okay, I forgive you this time. So I'm knitting up a, what's it called? Simple ribbed hat from Purl Soho. It's currently folded over, so that's how much I've got so far. I've got my little chicken progress keeper on it because, I don't know if you can see that. So cute. Oh no, I've dropped my yarn ball. Sorry, cats. Yeah, so the progress creeper is cheering me on because knitting all of this navy in like poor lighting on dark winter evenings has been a bit of a slog. I keep on thinking it's done, and I was almost at a point where I was going to add in my second colour, and then I looked again at the pictures on like the pattern page for the beanie, and I don't know, I feel like I've not got enough of a fold. I don't know if I still need to do more. I keep on telling myself, just like another 8 rows, another 8 rows, and then it's still, like, that's how big the fold would be. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So my mum wanted a hat, like a wool hat, because she does a lot of cold water swimming. Well, she's kind of just got into it in the last sort of 6 months or so. So she wanted something in pure wool. So this yarn is BC Garn, melange, organic melange, I think it's called. Let me just check my notes. So it's a pure organic wool. It is Semilla melange, is what it's called. So I'm knitting the brim in this like dark navy colour, and then I'm going to add in some stripes of this one, which is going to be a lot more fun to work with. This one is also BC Garn. Oh no, it's not BC Garn. What is this one? This is Rosarius 4 Piopardo, which is another 100% wool sportwear yarn in this funky kind of purple pink combo, and I think they'll look nice together. I'm just dying to start using it, but I want to make sure that the rib is well, not the rib because all of it's rib, but I want to make sure that the hem is going to be long enough, because I'm just kind of imagining Mum coming out of the cold water and like wanting to have like a big chunky fold up hem to like fold over her ears and keep her nice and cozy. Oh, but it just feels never ending. So I've ended up casting on the stitches for the bigger size, even though I think Mum's head is probably about my size, so like medium, small, medium, adult, but I have quite a tight gauge, so I'm using a 3.5mm needle and I think it was 132 stitches. It is a free pattern. So, and I mean, I've kind of just looked at it for the stitch count, and even then I just sort of looked at a few free patterns really. So it feels lovely. You can't really see, it's just, yeah, a whole load of rib that's really blowing out. Yeah, so I'm just plugging away on that, and I'm thinking of doing like quite wide stripes. I was considering maybe having like wide stripes of equal length in the two yarns, but then maybe adding in like a flash of like hot pink through this one. I don't know, I probably have hot pink in stash. I thought that would like brighten up perhaps, but I might also just keep it to those two. These two yarns were a recent acquisition from Ginger Twist Studios. So as I mentioned, I was in Edinburgh a couple of weekends ago, and I couldn't resist going along to the new shop because I'd seen on Instagram that, I can't remember the name of the lady who owns Ginger Twist, but I saw that they'd moved into a new premises, and it's such a nice like range that they stock. Their previous shop was absolutely tiny. It was impressive how much they managed to fit in there. It was a beautiful little shop, but this new one is amazing. There's so much space, like you can really see everything that she has on display. And I guess there's no like stress if like a second customer comes in, because it used to be, yeah, really pokey. But no, her new shop is beautiful, and she's got fabric and buttons as well as yarns and like her own hand-dyed yarns. So I got those two skeins specifically for Mum, and which I didn't need to do. I definitely would have had yarn in stash, but it was my birthday and I'd dragged my boyfriend all the way to the shop, so how could I not indulge myself in getting some new yarn. I also got a set of buttons, which I don't have with me, by, I think it's Pigeon Wishes, and they were just so funky and cool. I couldn't resist getting a set of those, not even for really a project in mind, just because I saw them and I liked them. So yes, the hat is coming along. Again, like hopefully it'll be finished in the next week or so, depending on how much attention I give it, and will be done ready in time for Christmas, for Mum to wear on her wild swimming outings, which I think she's mad. Like, even when we've had all this snow, and I think she went last weekend and the air temperature was like -3, and when they came out their wetsuits froze on the ground. But no, she's still going in, so I don't know, guess it does her good. But yeah, it'd be nice to know that she's being kept warm with something that I've made for her. So the second thing that I'm making for Mum for Christmas was like a direct request. I mean, I guess they both kind of were. Well, I think I offered the hat and then she directly requested these, so I am making her a pair of socks. So the yarn is Signature Fall Ply by West Yorkshire Spinners in the green woodpecker colour, which I feel like is both Christmassy but also you could wear it all year round. I really love this colourway. I'm kind of envious of these socks. So I'm just doing a really basic, I did 2x2 rib, cast on 60 stitches, 2x2 rib, and then 2x2 broken rib, and then I've just started the heel flap, and I'm doing an eye of partridge heel. So I've not decided yet if I'm just going to switch to doing stocking stitch for the foot. I generally, like for the fit of my socks, I like to continue on like having rib even just on the top half of the foot, and for some socks I do it like throughout the whole foot. But obviously that is more work, and I kind of just want to get them done. And also I think it looks quite cool sometimes when you've got like rib on the ankle and then it stops for the foot. And I did kind of like an extra long leg to keep her little chilly ankles warm when she comes out of the water. So yeah, I've not decided yet. I mean, I'll probably just default to what I always do and do the broken rib on just the top half of the foot as well. So Mum has sort of not big feet, like relative, like I guess pretty average. I think UK 5.5. So again, I'm hoping that they will be finished relatively soon. I think I talked about West Yorkshire Spinners sock yarns last time, and how for like a commercial sock yarn, this is my favourite. For a non-superwash yarn, I like Mondium, and for superwash, I really like West Yorkshire Spinners. I've made a lot for my partner, I've made a lot for gifts. I think I have made the mistake before of washing them on 40 in the machine, and they do kind of felt a little bit. So I can't remember what the directions actually say on them. They probably say wash at 30. Yes, they say wash at 30, so that wasn't my bad. So yeah, those are my works in progress. I'm really hopeful that if I get a chance to record before Christmas, all 3 of those will be done. We'll see. In terms of any other Christmas presents, I think on my very first episode, I showed the cuff of a sock for my partner. I have not picked that up since, and it would be nice to get that finished because he was asking for more socks. And I was looking back through my projects that I've finished this year, and I've not made him a single pair of socks. I think last year I made him like 4. So, and he does wear them. So I'm happy to make them, because if they're being used, then I'm more than happy to make more. So I should probably try and get those done. And then I really want to cast on my Bonnie cardigan, but we'll see. We'll take each step as it comes. I really need to get that wrap cardigan finished. I don't know where these ladies are going. What are we doing? What are we doing? Ooh, I'm trying to get comfy. Phoebe does this thing, which I don't know if she's about to do, where she'll just climb directly on top of Moose. When Moose is lovely and comfy, Phoebe will be like, that is where I wish to be. Isn't that right? So now I think this is comfy for you. Okay, fine. So the last thing to show, I think I did a little, showed a little glimpse of them in the intro, but I have been making Scandinavian star decorations. So I originally bought this fabric for a different idea, and I think if I'd been buying fabric in the knowledge that I was going to make these, I might have made different choices, both in terms of the colours and the patterns and the thickness of the fabric. So I think it's just a quilting cotton, but it feels quite thick. And I think to get like the sharpness of the folds, it would be better if it was a bit thinner. And I think you can use a starch spray, so you've still got it's still like stiff enough to fold and hold its shape. But I'm really happy with how they look. I have made, I think I've got 8, and they're all like slightly different. At first I tried to be quite like deliberate with the combinations, but actually my favourite one is the one where it's like all, I had 5 different fabrics, and it's one where it's 4 different ones. I think it's this one. I kind of like the chaotic energy of it. So I think I'm going to give these as gifts to friends. We're doing a friend Christmas, not this weekend but next weekend, and we're doing not a Secret Santa, but it's called White Elephant, where where you all buy a gift. We've got like a set price range, and then the gifts will go in a bag, and then people pick them out of the bag, and then I think there's some like trading that goes on. So I'm not actually getting like a thought out present for anyone, so I thought it'd be nice to give each of my friends one of these. And my original plan had been to use this ribbon, which is a really nice like bronzy glittery ribbon, but I'm being really, when they say no sew, I was like, I really want to keep this no sew. So I'm being kind of lazy in that when I've attached the string, I've literally just like stabbed it through one of the folded layers of fabric, and I tried to do that with the ribbon, and it's just too thick to pull through. So I was like, no, I could cut them all and sew them all down, but I don't know, I wanted to make things easy for myself. These were really fun. I will put a link down below to the YouTube tutorial I used. Again, it was just a free tutorial, and yeah, but there's loads on YouTube. I think if you literally just search no-sew Scandinavian stars, then it will come up. And you can use paper as well, which I've never done, but I think that could be quite nice. Still trying to figure out what Christmas decorations look like in our house this year because of these two. I don't think a tree is a good idea, but I've been seeing quite a few people who've been posting their like Christmas tree hacks with cats, so that might be something for next year. But I thought maybe like paper stars and things, so even if they get chewed or destroyed, it's like the materials aren't expensive, so it'll be annoying. I'll still be annoyed, but at least it won't be like expensive fabric or like fancy yarns or anything like that. Just be paper. So yeah, we'll see. I feel like I've absolutely flown through the things I had to show today. I guess none of them were like particularly exciting. Yeah, I've had quite a lot of knitting time this week, so yeah, the way my shifts are is I'm back to work tomorrow and then over the weekend, and then yeah, I ended up having with like quite a nice gap for this week, and then yeah, it's kind of out the window next week, so we'll see. It'll be nice. Hopefully I will get another episode out before Christmas, but if not, I might just sign off here and just say thank you for everyone who has been watching my episodes. There seems to be absolutely no rhyme or reason for why an episode gets watched and why like another episode that outwardly seems kind of the same doesn't reach as many people. I don't know. My last episode did quite well, and I thought my energy was kind of a bit low in the last episode because I felt like I was coming down with something. And yet it's, apart from my first video, like the last video I did the best of the 4 I've done. Don't know. Weird. But it's just nice that, yeah, I love reading your comments and yeah, even the, I guess, like constructive criticism about my sound quality. Like, I appreciate that because if I can't hear it, then it's useful for other people to tell me. So yeah, but thanks for watching. I hope you're working on things that are bringing you joy. I hope you're getting into the festive spirit if Christmas is something that you celebrate. And if not, I hope you enjoy making all the cozy wintry projects. So I'm going to sign off for now with my 2 co-hosts. I feel like they will not appreciate it if I lift them up to say goodbye because they are very settled, but I mean, I'm going to have to move when I stop recording, so maybe we'll lift them up. You going to say bye, girly? Ooh, bye-bye. You going to say bye, Moosey? She hates me. Bye-bye. See you next time. Bye.